primary ignition.
Welcome to Unlimited Power. My name is D-Rod, and here's my Star Wars Unlimited Twilight of the Republic pre-release guide for Asajj Ventresso. Now, if this is one of your first time watching these videos, I always want to start off by saying that the goal here is to look at a lot of cards, mostly commons and uncommons that work well with this leader and their leader abilities. Yes, there are going to be some great rares and legendaries that pair well with Asajj, but in a sealed format or a pre-release event, you're only going to get 6 booster packs to work with. So we really want to focus on cards you're more than likely are going to see in your sealed pool. It doesn't mean I may not recommend some rares that I believe are standout cards, but we really want to focus on cards that can lay a foundation of your deck for the leader and what they do. Let's take a look at Asajj Ventress. As an action, you can exhaust Asajj to attack with a unit. And if you played an event this phase, it gets +1/+0 for the attack. That +1 is pretty beneficial, but it's nice that this isn't a must ability. So you may not use Asajj Ventress ability if you didn't play an event, but it does give you an action. This is an action only works on readied units. You cannot attack with a unit that is exhausted. Now, as an epic action, you can deploy Asajj when you have 4 or more resources, which means you can do this as early as turn 3, making her a very aggressive leader. When she's on the board, she is a 3/4 unit. Now, in constructed events, I'm not a big fan of 4 health leaders because they can easily die to cards like Open Fire or Takedown. Now, Open Fire is within this set, but there are some things you can do to still make Asajj a big threat. She's going to be in a very aggressive leader, and if that's your style of play, you really want to focus on events and upgrades that can up her attack. Now, Asajj has a great ability here that says on attack, if you played an event this phase, she gets a +1/+0. And for when she deals combat damage to a defender, she does it before the defender can. This means Asajj has the ability of killing a unit before it can strike her back. Very, very good here. This is why it's beneficial to play upgrades or even events that can up Asajj's attacking power. That way you can kill a unit without any repercussions. Let's begin by taking a look at some leadership aspect cards within the cunning and villain colors and see which ones will work well. The first one's going to be Infiltrating Demolisher. I really like this card, and even though it's not an event or an upgrade, it's a great threat to put on the board. When you're playing so aggressive, you kind of want to make sure you're messing with your opponent's head a little bit and give them some other options to attack besides Asajj. Infiltrating Demolisher has one of the new keywords, Exploit. This allows you to defeat up to a certain amount of units to lower the cost of the card you're about to play by 2. In this instance, Exploit's value is 1. You can get rid of 1 unit and put in the Demolisher for 2 resources. It's a 4/5 unit with Saboteur. When your opponent has to decide between this and Asajj, they may have some conflicting thoughts. That Saboteur is a big threat, where Asajj may have to hit a Sentinel unit. Let your opponent make those decisions and continue putting on threats onto the board. The next is this Elite P-38 Starfighter, a 3-cost 3/2 space unit that says when played and when defeated, you may deal 1 damage to a unit. Dealing damage to units is important with Asajj. This small amount of damage can make the difference from Asajj being hit by a defending unit or not. So it's wise to kind of pick which one you think Asajj can kill that turn. Last is one of the key events within these colors is On the Doorstep, a 4-cost event that allows you to create 3 Battle Droid tokens and ready them immediately. Again, you may have to use these units to swing into something else that Asajj can kill without repercussion. Maybe you'll use them for exploit, or maybe it's just going to be 3 damage to your opponent's base. Either way, you're triggering the event bonus for Asajj and getting more units on the board, keeping up with the tempo and value you want to see. In just the command aspect, we can look at cards like In Pursuit, a 0-cost event that allows you to exhaust a friendly unit you control to exhaust an enemy unit. This has no guidelines as like other cards, so it doesn't matter if it's a vehicle or a leader. Does not matter which arena either. So you can exhaust something as low as a trooper token to exhaust something as high as a leader. Next is going to be Breaking In, a great 2-cost event that gives your unit +2/+0 and allows them to attack once you play this card. So you could play this on Asajj, make her stronger and allow her to attack immediately, killing a unit, or the unit also gains Saboteur so they can just immediately attack a base. Either way, there's some good value in this card with any unit you have on the board. Last is On Top of Things. Right out of the Clone Wars, On Top of Things is an upgrade that has Padme Amidala there on the pillar that says the attached unit cannot be attacked this phase when this upgrade is played, and they get +2/+0. This is a great trick because you're going to get a way of keeping Asajj alive for the turn, as well as she now has a +2 attack or power bonus. This makes her damage even stronger. She doesn't get any extra health, but if she's killing units before they can hit her back, you don't need it. If this is protecting her from taking any damage from multiple units on the board, great. This is a great card. It isn't uncommon, but hopefully you get at least one in your sealed pool. Next is Aggression. Aggression has plenty of events for you to look at and a lot of good units, but let's focus on 3 key ones here, one of them being a rare. I really like Corner the Prey because Corner the Prey is a 1-cost event that allows you to attack immediately. And it gets +1/+0 for the attack for each damage on the defender at the start of the attack. So the more damage that's on the unit you want to hit, the better. So you can choose attack with Asajj, give her 2+1 bonuses, and maybe she's attacking a unit that already has a point of damage on it. That can make a difference there going forward. Next is Daring Raid. We've talked about the reasons to deal damage to your opponent's units. Grenade Strike is also similar. Deal 2 damage to a unit and 1 to another. All of these things can work well together if you end up going in the aggression aspect. Again, there's a lot of great cards in this color that I would recommend pairing with Asajj. Command's going to have some similar stuff, a lot of upgrades, a lot of events, and some extra bonuses. Clone Commander Cody is one of the key ones here. A 5-cost 4/4 unit with Overwhelm that gives Overwhelm and Coordinate, sorry, and +1/+1 if you have the Coordinate keyword online. The Coordinate keyword is one of the new abilities in the set as well that requires you to have 3 or more units in play for it to be active. If you have Cody, Asajj, and a battle droid, you just gave Asajj +1/+1 and Overwhelm, making her even more dangerous. Another great event is Take Captive. We saw this in set 2. This is a 3-cost event that allows you to capture an enemy non-leader unit in the same arena. Use this to pull out threatening cards to Asajj or other cards you're having trouble to deal with. You give Asajj the bonus, you remove a card from play, and you can put it under something that maybe has a good amount of health or even just a battle droid. Next is Outflank. This is another great event because it allows you to attack immediately. Attacking immediately gives you more value with Asajj. So when you see that bonus, or sorry, that wording on some of these events, you know it's a quality card in this situation. Outflank allows you to attack with 2 units at the one time. So you attack with Asajj, who gets her bonuses, and then you attack with another unit, allowing you to hopefully get more damage done before your opponent can deal with the units on your side of the table. In Vigilance, we're going to recommend the Infantry of the 212th because it has the Sentinel, and you're going to want to use Sentinel units to help protect Asajj. That low amount of health means you do want to keep more units in play to help protect her. A great event is going to be Death by Droids. The ability to create 2 droids and defeat a unit that costs 3 or less is pretty powerful. You want the units, whether it is for exploit stuff or just to continue pressure on your opponent, but you also want to make sure you're removing stuff. Last is Grievous Reassembly. Heal 3 damage off Asajj and create a battle droid token. It's important to keep Asajj or any other unit you may have, like a Sentinel 1, alive, and getting a battle droid off of it isn't a bad reward for such a low cost. In the villain aspect, you've already talked about Sentinel, so we're going to keep that patrolling AAT in there. Droid Deployment is a 2-cost event that gives you 2 Battle Droid tokens, and Merciless Contest is a great card that allows you to destroy cards like your Battle Droid tokens, which are 1/1s, to defeat another unit your opponent controls that could be as big as like an 8/8 or a 10/10, anything like that. So as long as it's a non-leader, it will perish. And in the non-aspects, I'm going to actually recommend the Holdout Blaster here. I mentioned it earlier. With Asajj, there's some bonuses to playing upgrades that raise her power level. Holdout Blaster is one of those cards. When you play it, it deals 1 damage to a ground unit. Then you have an Asajj with a +1, giving her 5 attack. And if she can kill it and you played an event that turn, she now hits for 6 and takes no damage back from the defender. Pretty solid. The Volunteer Soldier is a great choice because you're going to have plenty of trooper tokens on the board, so you can lower their cost by 1, making it a 2-cost ground unit that hits for 3 with that Raid 1 bonus. And lastly is Private Manufacturing. One of my favorite cards in the set because you can pay 2 resources to draw 2 cards. If you control no token units, you do have to take 2 cards out of your hand and put them on the bottom of your deck, but that's not really that much of a penalty in my opinion, nor is it going to be difficult for you to have tokens on the board in a sealed format like this. These are a lot of my suggestions for playing Asajj at your local event. Let me know in the comments below if you ended up playing Asajj at your event. What colors did you pick with her? Did you get any cool rares or legendaries that you found were just awesome in this type of situation? I'm really excited to get this stuff on the table as we're approaching pre-release, which is happening November 1st for Twilight of the Republic, with a release date of November 8th. So soon we'll be able to open packs and have more cards like this in our hand. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe if this content was helpful for you. And I wish you luck at your future event, and may the Force be with you.